All right, welcome in, everybody. We have some exciting games today here at the S2 tournaments. We have Silence versus Klaim, and obviously, as we can see right now, we have the nurse on Bad Preham School, and I'm excited for today's matchups. And as always, I have my co-caster, Sick Dragon, with us, and I know you love your nurse sets and stuff like this, so what are you expecting here from Silence and Klaim? These are both well-established teams, by the way.
I do indeed love my nurse crowds. So I'm very excited. Badham preschool is always a very interesting choice for nurse. There's so many line of sight breakers, so I expect our survivors to take great advantage of that, especially in the school. We do find our Ada pretty much off the bat and get a nice first hit.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick hit right there, so not too bad at all, really. Hold on, just take the passing. I got one. I gotta do something real quick.
Okay, no problem. Ada goes edge map, trying to use the rocks. It's one of the better places you can go against nurse to go with an edge map. It does get hit, and this is going to be our first hook. Now, I see our killer brought agitation to get to her pain res hooks easier, because this is a very big map, and you never know with pain res hook placement. Let's see. And we do indeed get a pain res off there. Nurse looking around. It's a pretty good 3-gen over there by Shaq's side. Like down here, there's nobody there. We go back to hook. Trying to see if there's somebody coming in looking for the unhook. Maybe our deliverance player. I'm not sure what perks our Ada on hook has.
Yeah, let's go check real quick. Sorry about that. I was trying to respond inside of a team thing. They had to just say something. So we see the deliverance player Daz here getting ready to sneak up and try to get the on hook, but definitely does need to be careful, knowing that if the nurse does find him and gets a quick tag, you don't want, yes, it's okay to trade with deliverance because you still get value out of it, but it's better when you don't have to do a trade and you're able to get the on hook and make distance and waste more time, because then it comes in more valuable, you know what I mean? And you have the risk too of the killer going for the on hook player and they getting down before the safe on hook comes in, and it doesn't give you no deliverance. And right now he needs to be careful. He has to hurry up. And he does get the on hook here. You have to be very careful because you can go down pretty quick with a nurse killer like this. It's very easy to get survivors down after, you know, hitting them, especially with an M1 as a nurse.
Absolutely. And it does look like he is going to get his deliverance up. Our nurse looked like they might go after these for a moment, but decides to come back and look for a second hook on Ada. We do see our first 2 generators pop.
Yeah, that's very good. 2 back-to-back, too, as well. Nurse still doing pretty decent here. Does have a lot to work with. Just needs to get the second hook down on Ada very quickly and, you know, get that timer started for that death hook and make it a 1v3 with a 3-gen situation, which is where you want to be, and it's ideal for these matchups here. And we can see the Ace working on a Gen 2 as well, too. Renato hanging around, maybe by the hook. Maybe be the one that goes for the on-hook, but we do know that Ace did get the on-hook and still has deliverance, so that could come in play in the very end, and I accidentally did the spectator bug. Did not mean to.
Not the nurse face camp and spectator bug. But yeah, we see our Ace also has not gotten reset, so if the nurse does find him at some point before that happens, it's going to be a pretty quick down. This should fix the spectator bug. Oh wait, for the people, our Ada, so that the tunnel out will be harder and take more time for our nurse. Very good play.
Yeah, the amount of times that you see for the people coming in clutch here is, it's honestly second to none. Like, that perk is very valuable. And the newer people, it doesn't seem like it's a good perk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're picking somebody up, but then you're getting injured and you can't get yourself reset. But in situations where, you know, you got to stop the tunnel out and stuff like that, it's really good. And now the Ada doesn't get tunneled out, and now we're hooking the deliverance player. And unfortunately for the killer here, that's going to be all time wasted, as the survivors are just going to stick on generators and not worry about going for the on hook here.
Yeah, this puts no pressure on our survivors because they can just sit on gens. They do not have to worry about unhooking. We do hear a lot of progress up in this gen in the house right here. But our nurse does not go up there to use Pop Goes the Weasel, and our Ace uses deliverance.
Very nice so far from both teams so far. Give me one second.
No problem. Our Ace got pretty far here after unhooking himself. Wow, look at that. Our Ace made it pretty much all the way to the school, so our nurse is going to turn back because the school is not really a place that you want to chase if you can avoid it, as there's so many line of sight blockers. If the
I know a lot of people question why we used Badham Preschool, but we wanted to mix it up a little bit. We're having a different map that is not known to be used in comp like that, as well with such a strong killer. When we bring in those smaller maps that are really, like for instance, you bring in a map that comp teams are really well established with, they know how to, you know, use it very well. So like they have good strategies, but when you mix it up with maps like this, you know, people don't usually practice this kind of map style. So the callouts are going to be a little bit different, and the layout's going to be a little bit different, and the gameplay is going to be a little bit different. And with the nurse, she's such a strong killer that yes, she does. It is a big map, but it's a good killer. You know, the best in the game. So 3 hook states still so far doing very good here on the survivor side. You know, right now Silence is trying to put the much pressure as they can in here. They still have 2 stacks of pain res left with agitation in play too as well. So we could see her moving around, you know, and trying to get those pain res as well too.
We do have Pop Goes the Weasel in the pocket for when our pain res run out. Our nurse is looking edge map now to see who ran off that way. It does not quite find them, but our nurse has a very good setup near Shack. It's just very good 3-gen over there, and all of the gens are concentrated on this side of the map. So Pop and pain res is going to come in handy for sure. We do not quite get the tag onto the A's, and the A's are going to take the chase to the school. Does our nurse follow? Ooh, no, our nurse spots somebody behind the fences there.
Yeah, very nice find. That's really good too. You got to keep the pressure up with the nurse, you know, and you got to remember, you got to keep eyesight. You know, one thing about people that don't like, they know they do realize it, but you need to have sight of the survivors, because you're so slow that if you don't know where to blink, right? They can slowly but surely run away from you, especially in areas where you line of sight blocking is blocked, because like you're not gonna blink blindly. That's not a smart decision, because if you don't guess correctly, guess what happens? They lose so much distance between the survivor. So you know, in these situations, you just gotta be able to W key and get to the right areas. And as we see, she skipped that hook there, so we know exactly where she's going. Gonna go for that pain res here. And we see that survivors are definitely working on gens. Gaz is definitely back, getting ready for another on hook here, as well as we have Renato in the distance, pretty far away from where they're at, already working on a generator, slowly but surely walking away, making sure that no scratch marks are being seen by the killer, so that they do not get caught. And we see a fast on hook here. Let's see how the nurse responds here for this one.
Looking at the Sable again, deciding to pop this gen first. And agitation also helped our nurse to be able to bring that hook closer to the generators. But, ooh, that's a perfect blink out of that gen. Unfortunately, there's nobody on it right now. Let's see if we can find where that person snuck off to.
Alrighty, yes. I'm actually quite excited to see how the rest of this game is going to play out right now. It's been slow a little bit on both sides. Not too much is going on. We still have 3 generators left, but I would assume that we are going to get very close to seeing our first other generators pop in here. And so the nurse is thinking to themselves, they got to get some more downs, and they got to get some more pressure and get some more hooks and make it a little bit easier for their survivors in the next, like, you know, for the win con here.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of generators being pressed in this back area. I would not be surprised if we see one pop soon. Oh, and our Ada is dead. Now we are in a 3v1 with 3 generators left against Nurse with a very good setup with her generators here in the back of the map. Oh, perfect blink onto Sable, and we get the tag there. Oh, and Sable's just out in the open. She's going to go down. Not much you can do there against the Nurse.
No, unfortunately, there's not. That's what makes her such a dangerous killer in these sets, is that, like, you just cannot really do too much. Even if you do have line of sight breakers, even if you do have something to work with, as long as you make the right blink, there's nothing survivors can do.
Absolutely. Oh, and she does manage to interrupt this generator before it pops, and probably going to use Pop Goes the Weasel on it. That is max value for Pop Goes the Weasel on that generator. That was so close to being completed. A lot of times, one generator can make a huge difference in these tournaments in terms of the win condition. At least you see the unhook come in on Sable. Our survivors are trying to take the chases as far from the generators as they can, lead the Nurse away from there so that their teammates have time to either pop generators out, get a reset.
And as we see here, another quick down. Sorry, my mic wasn't working in Discord. I was talking, and I heard you talk over me, and I'm like, Dragon! How dare you!
I figured.
Oh, that was so funny. I think Stream heard me, but other than that, though, very good performance so far. we see that another generator pop, and it took him a while to get that third generator pop. It really did.
It did, yeah. Oh, sorry, stream, if I was talking over, but I could not hear them, so I assumed that your mic spazzed out.
Yeah, we're good though.
But yeah, we do get a third generator pop, which is very helpful in this situation. Did I miss up for the people? Why is Renato broken?
It could be the Steve perk, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, blood rush. You don't really see that used often.
Like I'm talking about the one like where you heal and then you get on her. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, when you're death hook, if you're healthy, you can get your exhaustion back. And you would have broken for 20 seconds.
I don't know. I've got myself confused, honestly. But still, back to what we were doing here. Yes. The survivors did get the reset on Lulu here, or Lou. I can't say that name correctly. My bad. But right now, this is a very pivotal moment in the game. They need to play correctly because with a 1v3 with 2 generators left, the decent gen spread, yes, but still, it can go any way here, and Pippa knows that. So they're trying their best to find out where the survivors are and get that quick early tag and put the pressure back on the survivors as they are fully reset and can now slowly and surely start creeping towards those generators and make progression happen underneath their nose.
Definitely, survivors are probably going to want to play slowly here. Nurse notices they finally stopped the aggression on the generator by Shock. And I believe that was Renato who got that? Or was it Ace? We find Ace trying to stealth edge map here and gets a quick tag on him.
Very nice tag too as well. We're here at Shack. Maybe makes enough distance. Oh, it doesn't. The double back actually didn't work for him this time. It looked like it was going to make the difference and be able to get the nurse to swing, and not make distance, sorry. But unfortunately, the nurse got sucked up by that telephone pole and wasn't able to blink fully and was able to get that hit. So unlucky for Daz here. Let's see what the other survivors are doing. We see Sable not too far, I don't think so. But we see another survivor that's also on a generator. Wait, I thought we did. Maybe Renato was, but it was on the other one from far away. Pop doing a lot of damage now to any of the progressions that they've already had on these gens.
Oh, absolutely. Pop can completely eat away at generators that you always have done if you get fast hooks and downs, which Nurse is absolutely capable of. We find scratch marks over here.
I mean, survivors are doing a really well job of not letting the nurse get too much pressure on them and separating themselves from each other to where even if the nurse does get a quick tag and a down, that the survivors are nowhere really around each other to where she can't, use that momentum and shift over and get another free hit. Oh, very well.
Time. The number one thing you want on Nurse other than line of sight blockers is distance.
Yes, distance for sure. 100%. She is a very slow killer and she has to rely on her blinks to make distance too. So like if you get a lot of distance from her and able to separate it, it makes it to where she's gonna not be able to blink fully. Very nice dead hard from Sable here. Oh my goodness, this is huge, especially in a situation like this where they need to get pressure on the generators. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see. No, they are getting the reset right now. Maybe they have some generator pressure coming to the door, which you have to, obviously, in this area right here, because if not, you won't be able to hook them.
Yeah. Smart and well played by our Sable here. That dead hard bought extra time and was able to allow Sable to get downstairs in the school to get down. Our Nurse had to go break the door. That is a lot of extra time bought.
And we see our second kill of the matchup. Now it is a 1v2. This is a very dangerous situation for the survivors to be in because this is where the killers always tunnel and slug, and I wouldn't even say tunnel, just slug, because there's only 2 people left. What's the point of not doing it to get the secure right here? And there's still 2 generators up. It's not the worst, right, for the survivors, but it's not the best though.
Yeah, I think this is really going to depend on their generator progress. If they have one that is high progress that we haven't checked yet, one of these 2, that'll be our best scenario for our survivors here. Otherwise, this might be a 4K2.
Yeah, if I'm the survivors, I'm gonna try my best to put work on a generator, but it's gonna be hard because all these generators are not fully, like, you know, not even halfway done. So the nurse is gonna be easily able to go to each gen and harass it. And Daz does unfortunately get caught here. We are at Shack. He doesn't have much to work with though, as the killer already double blinks and gets another down. Now it is a cat and mouse gameplay. All Pippa has to do now is just find the Renato, and it is gonna be a GG's here, and it'll be a 4K at 2 generators.
I'm now looking around where they know that Renato has been doing the generator last. Trying to see if we can sniff our survivor out.
It's just a matter of time. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely just a matter of time at this point to find him. This is a big map, though. We've seen before Renato when he got off of that generator head kind of in the direction of the school. So he might be very, very far away. But it is indeed just a matter of time before our nurse finds Renato. And since Hatch is at Shack, our nurse knows where it's going to spawn. So even if our survivor gets close to bleeding out and chooses to hook, she's gonna be able to close Hatch.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you gotta think too. I mean, the survivors did 3 generators. The nurse does have pain breath and pop goes to weasel. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 gen perks that are really good at slowing down, and they still were able to secure 3 gens, which is very good. It's very doable for their killer to be able to come back and get the same result, if not better, but it's still not going to be easy here, especially because it's a 4K at 2 generators. They're going to have to pop 4 generators to be able to make it happen.
It's doable when caught with a killer like Nurse, but it is also definitely not an easy one. We're trying to look edge map by the school now, see if we can find where that Renato snuck off to.
Yeah, and with the big map like this, man, it's not gonna happen easily.
No. No, there's so many different places that it could be. She had the right idea looking at the back of the school, but we were at the wrong corner.
Yeah, Pink Pippa's gonna have to eventually just go for the pickup and get the hook, and then maybe, I don't know. I think if I'm not mistaken, survivors actually. Wait, did we just see a pickup here?
Breakable. That was our deliverance player. Oh, he also had Unbreakable. Well, that's very interesting. Forcing the pickup out of the locker. Yeah, the nurse is not full for it and does not hook him. This is an interesting play though.
Yeah, very.
Renato.
Maybe just use the Unbreakable just because, just to play around, you know what I'm saying? Like, they knew they couldn't do nothing with it. But,
yeah. Yeah, at that point you might as well. This is just a waiting game. This is nothing but a waiting game at this point. Might as well pop your Unbreakable. Get some value out of your perks, you know?
Right. Yeah, you can't get mad about somebody getting some value out of their perks, you know what I mean? Oh, look, doing the little nurse tech, you know, looking in those lockers, trying to see if there's anybody in there. I remember the first time that I saw somebody doing that, and I couldn't believe to myself that I never knew about that. This was a while back, though, of course, but still, it's like, you know, these comp players, they come up with so many strategies and so many techs and stuff that most people don't know about, and you know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to see it be used in this high of a level, too.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I saw a nurse player look into the locker to see if there was a survivor there. I was the same. How did I not know this? I was shocked. I was shocked, and let me tell you something. I use it now. Oh, we get the actual pickup. Are we going for the trauma tech here?
I don't know. This could be really risky, especially if Renato gets caught. But they have to do something here. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, this game's gonna just be stretched out until somebody dies and they go for Hatch. And if I'm not mistaken, the team accidentally wrong offering and wrong Hatch to main instead of Shack. And if that's the case here, and they do get Shack, Hatch doesn't spawn at Shack, they will get 0 points for their escape on the Hatch play because of that, and also a -2 as well too. So I hope it doesn't come down to that because that would suck, and I know the survivor team is not gonna like that. But you do have to bring the right offerings and stuff. And unfortunately, I didn't catch it in the very beginning of the game, or we would have forced a restart here. with the minus,
Right.
but so we're already well into the game. So if this does happen, the survivors are unfortunately gonna be penalized for that in 2 different ways. So.
Oh man. Yeah, that hurts. That's why I think they were indeed going for the drama tech there. Picking up the person who's about to bleed out last second and having them get caught so that the other one can get hashed, but the wrong offering is gonna really hurt them here.
Yeah, and the fact is that Ronaldo's over here hanging out exactly where the hatch is supposed to spawn at main, so I really hope he doesn't take it, because if not, that's not gonna count. It's gonna be a 4K at 2 generators. But either way, still an amazing result here. But we'll see in just a second. Oh, hey, guess what? It doesn't matter. The nurse still finds it. I mean, hey,
Nurse gets it anyway.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. But it's still, regardless if the nurse got it or not, it would have been the same result. But the survivor team, I mean, the killer team was able to catch it and saw that they brung hatch to main, so they were able to counter that. But this team also knew that they brung it to main, so that's kind of interesting, knowing that that's the wrong offering to bring to the map. But it is what it is. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes mistakes happen.
Yeah, but they definitely knew that they did that too. Because like if he wasn't chilling at main, right, that would have been different. I'd be like, oh well, they probably just honest mistake, you know. But no, him chilling at main, they definitely meant to bring that offering.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
So. But we're gonna see how Klaim's gonna do on the killer side here. They're gonna have to make up either the same result or a better one to be able to either win this set or tie, or unfortunately they will lose the first set as we're going into the second one. It's gonna be quite interesting to play, because like I said, you see it all the time when teams don't play killer first, right? Their build is based off of what kind of win con they need to get. So we're probably gonna see maybe some no ed, right? Or maybe, you know, a different perk that's gonna deal with getting somebody, you know, slugged out of the game or whatever. Oh, nice block here from Renato.
Yeah, it's a very good job by the Ronaldo avoiding that flank. I don't know about no ed on nurse, but definitely gonna see.
No ed. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking of overall general. I'm glad that you called that. Yeah, because you can't get no value out of that unless you M1. Yeah. So literally every killer but nurse chat. My bad. I didn't even catch myself saying that.
We also need our next nurse player needs to stop 4 generators from popping.
Yeah, and what I was
thinking was we might see something like Ruin.
Yeah, that Rancor is what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because even if you don't get the hit, right, you still get you can still more of them on the ground.
Right.
Well, all right, everybody, we're gonna get set up with the next game. Like I said, it is a 4K at 2 generators left. Survivors did a decently good job, and the killer was able to take that 4K home. So we will be getting set up with the next match, and we will be back with you guys very soon. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow the Twitch stream, !YT in the stream, and we appreciate everybody. And here's the